Mother Maria Lucrezia Zileri, the woman of faith and courage, a woman with a vision who was able to see what is beyond the present time. In 1575, the congregation of the Ursuline Missionaries of the Sacred Heart was born in the city of Parma, Italy, through an act of charity by taking care of the orphan girl through Don Giovanni Vaira. It has been 448 years since its foundation, and now our congregation, with its humble service in the church and through Mother Zileri's love for the mission, is present in China, Japan, Taiwan, Australia, Philippines, and in Vietnam. These are the fruits of Mother Zileri's missionary dream. This year, we celebrate the death centenary of our second foundress, Venerable Madre Maria Lucrezia Zileri, a woman with a vision who was able to see what is beyond the present situation. The following are the series of the biographical notes of the servant of God, Madre Maria Lucrezia Zileri. Mother Maria Lucrezia Zileri was born in Parma on the 1st of August in 1839 to Count Giulio Zileri and Countess Lucrezia del Verme. In her holy baptism, she was given the name Drusilla, which she changed to Lucrezia when she consecrated herself to God with the holy vows. Her father, a man of good integrity of life and of rigid Christian principles, was highly esteemed by the Dukes of Parma. He was the chief magistrate of this city. In 1850, he was sent to the governor of Piacenza and was given the title Grand Chamberlain of the court. Her mother was a lady of noble soul and rich in virtues. Entirely devoted to the family, she lived an exemplary Christian life. Drusilla spent her first years in luxury of her father's house. However, she was educated in the austerity of Christian virtues under the guidance of her admirable parents. In 1848, she had to be exiled with her parents from her hometown. At first, they went to Vicenza and then to Ferrara. After the defeat of Novara, the Dukes went back to Parma and so the Zileri family, but then they again were exiled in 1859. In 1849, at the age of 10, Drusilla was entrusted to the Ursuline ladies of Parma for her education until 1857. She struggled a lot to get used to the life of the boarding school, but later she was able to overcome every difficulty and became a model of the girls at the boarding school. As always good, pious, and diligent in fulfilling her duties. Endowed with extraordinary intelligence, she quickly distinguished herself in literatures, music, and in work. At 18, after having completed her education, she left the boarding school and went back to her family. But she returned home with a seed of a special vocation to religious life hidden in her heart. Her maternal aunt, Countess Drusilla Luci dal Verme of Vicenza, a childless widow, would have left Drusilla her big assets if she had consented to marry a very eminent young man whom she proposed to her. But the Countess Drusilla, opposed to the kind of proposal with a polite but firm refusal, affirming that her heart had already been given to another spouse. Drusilla was determined to enter as a religious in that institute where she had been educated. Her parents, with bleeding heart because of separation from their dear daughter, did not oppose to the will of the Lord. So, on August 7 of 1858, they accompanied their beloved daughter to the Holy Ark, entrusting her to the Ursuline Mothers of Parma. By this time, Drusilla is now an Ursuline novice. The life in the novitiate seemed to be very sweet to her, but the political events and the revolution of 1859 put her vocation to a hard test, because after the Battle of Solferino and the preliminaries of Villafranca, Count Zileri understood that there was nothing to think anymore about restoring the Duchess' government. And so he had to accept the fact that he will be exiled again. The Countess, his wife, asked her daughter Drusilla to feel free if she did not want to follow her loved ones. But the young lady replied that she would not abandon her heavenly spouse to whom she had given herself forever. She continued her novitiate with enthusiasm, trusting only in the Lord, and she prepared for the feast of her holy vows, which, with only one companion, pronounced it in a secret and solemn way on the 21st of November in 1859. It was in this profession that her name was changed from Drusilla to Lucrezia. The serene, affectionate, and safe letters at that time make us feel how sweet is the union of prayers with her loved ones, whose presence and news she was deprived. She wrote to her sister-in-law, wife of his brother Camillo, "I assure you, my dear sister, that I would not change my luck in exchange for all the riches of the world." In the years of the novitiate, and in the following years up to 1870, Sister Maria Lucrezia lived in obscurity. The Lord allowed her talent and abilities to be almost forgotten during those early years. While other young sisters occupied the positions in the office as educators and teachers, she was assigned in the domestic tasks of the wardrobe, sacristy, etc., to which she remained calm and serene, satisfied to do God's will. The series of the biographical notes of the servant of God, Mother Maria Lucrezia Zileri, will be continued in the next video.